I'm back again. This time I think you notice I'm wearing comfy pants, which is the next theme I have. Ooh, also the lighting is slightly different. I put on comfy lighting, as the app described, even though it was really hard to do because it's fine. Anyways, the reason why is because the next movie is just super comfy. I think that's the best way to describe this one. Not the best movie, not a great movie, but a movie that kind of edges its way into being memorable and good, almost great, because of its comfiness. So, you know what? This doesn't work. I'm sitting on the ground, and this needs to be comfy. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, I'm a little more comfy now. I moved to my chair. You know what? This isn't that comfy. It doesn't even look comfy. I look frumpy, right? Yeah, we need more comfy. Let's see what we can do. Give me 1 more second for the comfy. Alright, here we go. Now it's comfy. Chair, recline back a little bit, which I'm going to lean forward because I don't have a reason. That's just how it is, but let's get into it. And I got my mug of Baja Blast here, and I'm pretty comfy. I would say I'm definitely comfy. As comfy as Detective Pikachu was. Because, you know, it's a comfy movie. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's comfy. It's a good year. It's a great year for Baja Blast. A lot of Detective Pikachu has a lot of faults that, like, with that comfiness, get pushed aside, because you can kind of just, you're invested in the moment, so you can really just like push away from it. What Detective Pikachu does really well is it does make you feel the world. You feel really engrossed. You like the streets have Pokemon on them. Even in like the first little town where this not as integrated, the main Rhyme City is just flooded with little Easter eggs and this neat hybrid of like Tokyo industrialism, you know, like just signage everywhere, entrepreneurship and vision just kind of gleaming through everything, all these cool signs. But hot take here, a little bit of a better urban environment, because it's clearly London. The whole city is just London. It would blow my mind if that wasn't part of the intent, because everything from like the street crossings to the layout and the buildings, the skyline, like a lot of it's London. It looks like London, it feels like London, but with some of that like American entrepreneurship and a lot of the vibrancy of like Tokyo. It's a really great mix. It feels very foreign but very real. The way they have the Pokemon move around is very authentic. It feels cute. It just feels comfy. You feel it the whole time. Everywhere you look, and that's really what sells the movie. I'll be honest with you, if it didn't have that little world, this movie would be okay at best. You know, like it would. This is the theme of these movies I just saw. It would have been. I didn't hate it. You know, it was alright. It was good to eat popcorn in. I got some free Pokemon cards, which would be cool. The real striker though is this little world. The world they build is just so genuine. They do a really good job of never putting a Pokemon in your face, other than like Pikachu and a couple of little scenes that work ultimately for the better. You know, like the Jigglypuff scene, and even that isn't real in your face. It's just a one moment of like kind of building the bar area, like, so you know, like, oh, you kind of know what's going on. Like, it's a little seedy, but it's still nice. Like, they didn't go anywhere like where there would be like robberies or Batman would bust in to try and stop some crimes. And then that it's great because not shoving all these Pokemon in your face and just have them just kind of like, they show up everywhere, but they just kind of are there. It makes them feel real, and I think that was also a compromise for the visual effects. Aren't the best, but they're good. But it all worked well, because anytime you saw Rufflet, one of the clear winners in just being the cutest, he's never once centered in frame, ever. But he's clearly well detailed, well thought out. He does kind of the same thing in each one. He just kind of sits there and looks cute. But he's, in the way a bird normally just sits there and is just cute, just kind of lackadaisical, just look at all this stuff around me. It's great. It's amazing. The jolt ticks are everywhere, in the way like a bug would be. Like, they're just kind of moving around and just being cute. They're never like shoved in. You never get a clear look at a lot of the Pokemon, and I think it is wholeheartedly for the better, because it really sells this movie, because a lot of the other stuff isn't great. As much as I actually really liked the little gumshoe, the girl character was Lucy. It was fun, because you see her and she's clearly trying to live her dream, which I'll get into that kind of like, I'm a movie guy, talk in a second, because I think there is a cute theme in this movie that they use the characters for. But I loved Lucy. I think the problem with that, though, is that they do just kind of write her off a lot of the times. You could have probably gotten rid of her halfway through the movie, and it would have made no difference. And they do a little bit of she's the trophy. I don't like that, but ultimately she's great. She's a cool little character. The main character, who I just forgot his name, he kind of is boring and bland, but in the good way. Kind of like a video game protagonist is kind of boring and bland. But when he needs to shine through, he does. And the acting is cute. It's what you're expecting from a movie with kind of some newer, younger actors. Like, it's good. And you're kind of excited to see him something else. But they could disappoint you, but they could do something really good. The emotional scenes are kind of like, that's where it kind of falls apart a little bit, because they do feel a little pushed at you a little bit, but they're fine, because I think ultimately this movie's about just getting a good comfy feel. So when you do kind of feel them, you're like, that kind of came out of nowhere, but it hits you. You get the heart feels. You can kind of feel that's not necessarily what the movie's about, and not in a negative way, because I don't like the way people use it, but it's for kids. They need a little bit of kids aren't dumb. Never play down to children. Jim Henson had it right. But, sometimes you do have to give them a little bit of credit, Give them a little bit of here. And I think it does it good, because, like, the scenes aren't given to you, but they're not necessarily the most earned, but they're fair. I enjoy them. Then there's Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. Another one where it's like, kind of carries the movie. Ryan Reynolds is another one, as is Will Smith in Aladdin, where there are some issues with it, but the inherent there's something really likable about Ryan Reynolds. Kind of saves it, where you're like, yeah, alright, it's funny. It's clearly Ryan Reynolds. But a lot of the lines are good. The little Pikachu is really cute. Every scene he's in looks really good, so they made sure to, like, really, save the budget for where it needed to be. There's one or two scenes where the visual effect is just wrong. Like, the saturation doesn't match anything, and, like, the lighting. But it's fine. It has the Muppet effect. I've talked about Jim Henson twice now. Where, you're so involved and you're enjoying it enough that you really just kind of, you're gonna willing to believe it, Like, Muppets aren't puppets, they're real. Cute theme, though, I did like in this movie is, there is a direct parallel between the main character, or main protag here, and Lucy. The entire movie has Lucy really playing out a fantasy of a gumshoe reporter, and, like, she kind of goes through a lot of these beats that, like, you would see in, like, one of those kind of movies, where, like, the particular scene, like, really shows it. It's just our opening scene. It's almost noir lighting. She comes in, she gets, like, a jaunty little speech. And it's like, it's cute, it's fun. You can feel like she wants it, but then, you know, they have it break a little bit because she goes, I make listicles, they're all cute Pokemon. You know, it's a good joke, it's fun. I didn't say it because that way you can have it when you see the movie. And it's fun that she's kind of like keeping her dream through all that, right? Like she's constantly like, even if it's at the fault of hindering what she's doing, she's trying to live her dream. You know, like she wants to be the Gumshoe. Where our main protag is someone who kind of gave up on his dream. He clearly wanted to be a Pokemon trainer. You know, I think the death of his mom and like all that like really hurt him, and he gave up on kind of following that like through. So I think that was cute. That was a like fun little subtext and theming there. That was like it didn't need to be. None of this rest of this movie really tries to do anything like that, and it has it there, and I really appreciate it. And I think it's a cute little theme that they have, just because, you know, that's a harsh reality we all learn, and I think this movie gave a good, clear point of like, you know, your dreams may not be exactly how you think they will be, but you know, they're there, and go for it, you know, it's fine. But yeah, it's just a comfy movie, so now I'm all comfy. I don't really want to get up, so I guess we'll just do this for a second, because I'm not getting up. Still warm. This is a little strange. It's fine. We're comfy. We're comfy. Whew. Yeah. This is ruining the comfy, actually, you know? It's really put me on edge. Have you seen John Wick 3?